Hey everybody, it's Edwardo. I'm just losing it. I did an entire 17-minute video and it was muted. The sound wasn't on. So forgive me if this is going to be a shorter one and maybe even a less energy one. I don't know because I am doing this for the second damn time. That's what happens when you have computer issues and you have to reinstall all your programs and the settings aren't where you like. Anyways, not your problem, but that's what happened on Thursday and here we are. So, hope you all missed me, but I'm back to give you your Saturday estimates update. And look what we have here on a day where America finally got off its ass and confirmed its president. It's Canada at the top. Oh, Canada. I don't know the rest of the words. Henner YYZ and Jaybird from the great province of Ontario are duking it out atop our standings. Gamble 24x7 just trailing them. G24, the homie, in fourth place, while Henner YYZ is trying to knock out any American from those top four slots. And then here I am in sixth place. All right, anyway, so real quick, the perfect call sheet. It requires a 5-pack of Love and Anarchy, and then headliners the rest of the way with Paranormal, The A Word, and NCIS Los Angeles. What up, LL Cool J? Now, it looks like Henner YYZ is only about 10 points or so, 11 points off the pace. He also has a core Love and Anarchy optimal stack, Paranormal, Mother Madre, Possessor Uncut, A Word, Good Doctor, etc., etc. Now, what does he have to do to fend off his countrymen? To fend off the Jaybird? Well, these 6 are blockers. They have the exact same construction here. Even the Good Doctor and the A-Word. So these top 8 are blockers on each other, but this headliner stack of the Informer should be the difference. I don't know about you. I checked out the trailer. I'm in. Undercover cop, might be, playing both sides, double crossing each other. It's got a great cast. Joel Kinnaman, Rosamund Pike, Common. I'm in. So I think there's room to grow for the Informer. What's it going to take for Jaybird to make up that ground? I mean, he's not that far off as it is, right? And actually, hold on 1 second. The Informer? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I had that score wrong. That was an 86. How did I have 91? It was an 86. That's right. There we go. That's more like it. Yeah, he's 7 points behind, but what it's going to take to make that difference up, it's probably going to take... Oop, nope, don't do that. It's probably going to take a 93? Yeah, it's going to take a 93 to close that gap. And because, as we saw with the IMDb users, 17,000 is a pretty commanding, a pretty definitive sample size, so that's not really budging much. I mean, maybe it might go up 0.2 points, but that's about it. So we'll keep our eye out on the Informer to see if Jaybird can fly on by Henner YYZ. Of note, Gamble 24x7, what does he need to get in there? So he opted for an optimal stack of Paranormal. Headliners, you have to have exposure to Love and Anarchy. It's just great value at 9,300, 153 points. So headliner stack here, headliner stack, Mother Madre, Save Me, and the A Word. Now these, he's obviously paying for points, not for performance, because these are 2 of the highest salaried titles on the slate. But I think Save Me might have some room. I like Save Me. It's helmed by it stars, I think, and written and produced by, created by Lenny James. I mean, Lenny James quick cultural cul-de-sac and Lenny James. I was first exposed to him in the pretty bleak, barely watchable Low Winter Sun back about 7 years ago on AMC. That was my introduction to him, and he was fun. And actually, and as it turns out, I guess he was on Hung, which I did watch the entire way, but he didn't really quite register. Like I remember seeing him, I thought he was fine, but he was the co-lead in Low Winter Sun, and it just didn't really work out. So, and everything I've seen him do since then has just been really good. Solid American accent in here too. He's just very solid. He's in. I watched the Line of Duty series. I watched all of those earlier this year, and he just totally shines. He's just very talented. Even when he's playing a nice guy, there's a little bit of smarm to, not smarm, but a little bit of a smirking danger lying beneath his nice guyness. Like he's a little bit he kind of gives off a vibe of dangerous or slippery. Yeah, that's what it is. So I watched the first episode of the season 2 of Save Me. It's about a guy trying to find his abducted daughter who may or may not be sex trafficked. So not great fare to watch. I balanced it out with an episode of The West Wing, kind of lighten the fare. But he's really good in it, and I think you could see maybe a little more uptick on Save Me throughout the weekend. All right. And the Draft Mom, she's just underperforming. Moonbase 8, we're not going to know really about until Sunday. That's when the audiences get to weigh in. Actually, it might start tonight, now I think about it. Showtime, just like Starz, likes to put up their shows for Sunday on the streaming platforms up late on Saturday night. So I'll be watching probably tonight the Good Lord Bird and maybe an episode of Moonbase 8. Citation. This is what she's made her optimal stack around. It's a great trailer. I'm all the way in, but I am concerned because when it comes to Netflix, a trend that I've seen, even though foreign dramas on Netflix I think tend to average in the low 90s, which is good, I'm always concerned about movies and shows from the continent of Africa because the Western eyes, for whatever reason, they just don't seem to get much traction. Look at this. This thing's been out essentially since, well, it says yesterday, right? But you know how they dropped them late Thursday night, essentially midnight on Friday morning. So this thing's been out for 2 days and only has 85 reviews. And 6.6 not bad, but only 85 reviews means that it's not gonna, you might have to find it via algorithm if everyone's gonna find it. It's not something that they've been really kind of hyping too much outside of a trailer here and there. So I'm just afraid it might not get the exposure it needs in order to get bigger and better audience scores. Matter of fact, yeah, it's missing a Google user score entirely. Like, I don't care if this never shows up. If this shows up and does say a 92, what does that do for Mom? She's still 100 points behind. So I don't know. It's going to need an overperformance of Citation for her to catch up, and it's going to take Moonbase 8 overcoming mediocre reviews. That's what's going to take. I don't know if she has it in her. Sorry, Mom. Okay. And then also last week's winner, Parfait DM, Lil Stevie, or as we can now call her, New Space Steph, inside joke. It looks like she's being weighted down by the Riviera Albatross right here. 74.85. That's barely valued. Just barely. And in this game, if you need to win, you need to exceed value by a lot. And that's not going to cut it. Headliner stack for Mom. A little bit of value there. You wish you had more. I like the headliner stack of Love and Anarchy, as I'm sure Renee and Ida do as well. And The Good Doctor, yeah, so it started season 4 with basically a pandemic 2-part special, of which they aired the first part. I don't know if we're ready for all this, man. It was fine, but I just felt like a twinge less excitement for this season because of the pandemic. I mean, and I wonder if that's going to happen to me across all hospital shows, or just that The Good Doctor did it in a way that I didn't quite find very satisfying. There's actually a decent emotional story in that episode, but for most of it, I was kind of like, oh, we're really doing this with the pandemic like this, huh? But I love the show. I'm going to ride it out. My boy and former castmate from Lakeside High School, Seth Gordon, he executive produced the show, so I will support it. 2 Weeks to Live, Maisie Williams. I'm intrigued. Although these scores aren't bad for headliners. So I don't know. This Riviera thing, I think Lil Stevie is going to keep you out of the top 5. But you know what? Parfait Diem. Which is, of course, a take on Carpe Diem. Live for today, damn it. And also, next week, make a call sheet for tomorrow. And let's take a look at the perfect call sheet. And we've got a sweat. We've got a perfect watch, folks. We've got a perfect lowball call sheet watch. G24, the homie, has done it again. Right now, he is perfect through Saturday in the lowball. So in addition to the $15 lowball bonus, he will get a $25 perfect call sheet bonus if this holds through Monday. I fear for Park and McClellan, though. We all know what happens once Hallmark movies debut. They hit their little 7.0 or 7.5 IMDb user rating. That's the only rating they tend to get. And that actually might elevate it out of these ranks. But otherwise, Call Me Brothers, solid, and Be Positive, 3-pack from that, a day player stack from Be Positive, is in line. I watched the first episode of Be Positive. It was alright. It's Chuck Lorre, so I'll give it a couple more episodes for it to win me over. If it doesn't, I'm out. Too many things to watch. So yeah, so this is pretty exciting for G24. We have a sweat. We have a perfect sweat. A perfection sweat. There we go. We've got a perfection sweat, y'all. Let's see if we can hold on to this perfect lowball call sheet until the end. And that's going to do... Oh, and also real quick, Jaybird, besides us being over 100 points off the pace, remember, Jaybird, if you want to be in the hunt for the lowball call sheet, you need to have 3 different titles. An actor from at least 3 different titles. You only got 2 here. So even if you found a way to snake G24, would not count. You need to have 3 actors in order to be lowball qualified. All right, everybody, that's going to do it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tearing yourself away from Steve Korsnacki and John, I make love to my digital map king, and all the other cable news, breathless anticipation, POTUS watch. It's over. We have a president. Our nightmare's ending. And I'm gonna go back and review the pod I recorded the night of the election night 2016. I probably shouldn't even been on then. Totally ridiculous, but I'm going to look back at that man and say, you know what, kid? You made it. We all made it, damn it. So congrats to America. Congrats to Canada up here. And we're going to see who has a winner. I'll be back Monday, sometime after 12 p.m. Pacific time, with your final results and new talent pool. Thanks for watching, everybody.